right, we are back with another episode of It's That Easy. And we're still talking college basketball. So, man, we got some good stuff going on. Hope everyone's having a great Thursday. And if you're watching, please like and subscribe. That'd be awesome to do. I don't know if you've seen my new logo back here. I'm actually hoping to get it on a hat similar to this. So if I do, I'll be showing it to everybody, showing off, see if people want to buy one or so. It's a pretty cool logo. I'm not going to lie. AI did it, so I can't take all the credit. I did a little bit stuff on it, but yeah. Anyway, so let's talk some college basketball here. So if you're watching, I'm actually watching the Michigan State Purdue game. And yeah, Michigan State's losing. Only by 3. About to be halftime, so see how that goes. That was one of the ones I called. That was a tough one. I wasn't sure, like Purdue, Michigan State, but let's see how that goes. But anyway, let's talk about tomorrow. So Friday night's games. We got 2 top 25 teams in action. Or actually 3. Is Illinois? Yep, 3 top 25 teams in action. And then we're going to dive in to the Ivy League. Hopefully you know what that is. If you don't, you're about to find out. So let's talk about first game. Michigan traveling to Illinois. Michigan is 26-2, number 3 in the nation, 16-1 in the Big Ten. Illinois is 22-6, 13-4 in the Big Ten. The spread opened at 1.5 points, Michigan, and guess what? It's still there. So let's see. What are some of the stats? I looked at some of these stats here. Michigan, defensively, they both give up about 69 points a game. That's actually pretty good. Michigan shoots they have a 51% field goal percentage. That's pretty good, actually. Like, you're more than half your shots go in. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. 4-1 in the last 5 games. Their one loss to Duke on neutral site. They lost by 3. It was a close game. They had a chance, but Illinois has struggled, though. After they did have a couple wins. USC, they beat them by like almost 40 points. They beat IU by 20, but then they lost within that time. Last 5 games: Michigan State, Wisconsin, and overtime. Oh wow, they lost to Michigan State overtime, Wisconsin in overtime, and UCLA in overtime. So I guess the thing is, if you can get Illinois into overtime, yeah, that's going to be you're going to win that game. So I like Illinois. I like watching them play. I think they're really tough. They actually should have beat UCLA because they were killing them at one point. But Michigan, just from some of the stats I've been reading, it feels like Michigan is the team to beat there. Once again, here we go again. On the road, Michigan. Illinois at home. We've seen this happen so often where the home team, even though they're not ranked as high and don't have as many wins, somehow they come out on top. But I'm going to go Michigan. Oh, my gosh. We'll see how that goes. I'm going Michigan to cover 1.5 points, meaning they got to win by 2 in Illinois. So maybe it'll go into overtime. They'll win by 2 points. So let's see what happens. Our next one, you might not know. I think most people might know. Oh, you know what? Hold on. There we go. I have a different background. I was trying a different background here. So let's go with the dark one, see how that goes. That looks like Maryland, but it's actually the Miami of Ohio Redhawks versus Western Michigan Broncos. Here's the crazy thing about Miami of Ohio. They're 28-0. I saw a prop bet the other day that said, do you think they'll finish the season undefeated? That was a pretty good bet to take. They had 4 games left. So this was like a week ago. And they're all against teams that have really bad records, like Western Michigan, who are 10-18. And let's see, they are 12.5-point favorites. Obviously, they're undefeated, so they hadn't lost a game. They've been winning pretty good. Western Michigan has lost 2 of the last 3 games. Not looking so well. The spread is still 12.5 points. The over-under is 164. Miami of Ohio, they actually hold their opponents to 74 points. Western Michigan gives up about 80 points a game. Here's the crazy part. They give up 80 points. They only score 75. So no wonder you're under 500. Miami, on the other hand, gives up 74. They score 91 points. So they can put up some points. I have a feeling, let's see, 164. That would be, if they scored 90, that means the other guys would score, what, 74 and a half points, 75 points? It might not even be that close. What if it's like 90 to 60, right? That's 150. That'd be a 30-point win. Anyway, I think Miami covers, even though they look like their emblem looks like Maryland Terrapins there. I think they cover the 12.5 point spread. I'm going to go with those guys. So now, okay, I'm going to say this. This is what separates this show from other shows, from people that post on TikTok or wherever else. We go into the games, number one, that are hard to pick. Some of these are hard to pick games. Obviously, by my record, which is sub 500, I put the hard to pick games out there all the time. But here's the other thing. We go into the games that no one even cares about. I don't know who's looking at the Ivy League for tomorrow night's game. I'm sure there's somebody out there doing it, but I guarantee you it's 99% of the people are not. But see, I don't mind doing that. I think this is great. One, it's educational for the people watching to check out these. It's educational for me, that's for sure. And here's the other thing. If you bet Michigan to cover, that is the exact same odds as if you bet Yale to cover. So, what's the difference? It's not like, well, let me bet on the Michigan-Illinois game. It's going to pay me more money. No, it's going to pay you the exact same amount. So, and I think this is my personal opinion, just from looking at these the last couple of weeks. We've looked into the Conference USA games. We've looked into the Southland Conference. I don't know. There's some conferences that I don't know, but I mean, teams from all over the country, just these small schools. There's a lot of upsets there, or a lot of underdogs covering the spread. So I don't know. I feel like if you're going to make some money, it actually could be in these smaller schools. So obviously we only have a couple more weeks left before we go into the conference games, conference tournaments, and then we go into the big tournament. But yeah, this is kind of fun. Like looking at these smaller teams. I think when I do, we'll do this, try and do this for the rest of the next couple of weeks. But yeah, when we do this next year, I'm going to end up doing we'll have a night, like an Ivy League night and a Southland Conference night and a Texas Colleges night. And we'll have different ones of those just to kind of keep, look at those small games. But anyway, let's jump into these really quick. Yale versus Cornell. Yale, 2.5 point favorite. See, this is what I'm talking about. Yale's only is a 2.5 point favorite. Let me see if that's still the case here. That was as of yesterday. Yeah, still 2.5 points, right? Oh, their over-under is 165. See, I did it again. I'm so bad at that sometimes. Anyway, Yale's 21-4. Cornell is 12-12. So you don't even have to be a basketball person to know, do you think a 21-4 team can beat a 12-12 team by more than 3 points? I don't know. Sounds pretty easy. And then they're on the road. Okay. But they're 12-12. So, does it even matter? They've obviously won as many games as they've lost. So, this seems kind of like an easy pick to me. But guess what? I guarantee you, I can almost guarantee you, in the first 10 minutes, let's say the first 5 minutes of the game, Cornell will probably be up 13-4. This happens to me every time. I don't know if I'm a jinx or a curse or something, or I just pick these crazy games. But you'll see. Yale will have to come roaring back to win by 3 points at the very end. Probably goes into overtime. Just kidding. I think Yale wins by more than 3 points, actually. And I'll tell you why. Because Yale, wow. So Cornell scores 88 but gives up 83. Yale scores 83 but gives up 71. So, yeah, if they score what they score and they hold them to what they normally do, they'll win by 12. So we'll see. Let's see. Yeah, Yale is on a roll, 5 games in a row. Cornell's lost the last 2 games to Harvard and to Penn. Right? You see those games up there too. So, yeah, we're going to go Yale on that one. Now we go to Harvard versus Princeton. Harvard is 15-10. Not too shabby. Princeton is 8-18. That's really shabby. That's like really bad. But it's kind of, they're the Princeton Tigers. Look at their logo. Come on. How do we not know that? And the Harvard, why does it say Harvard Crimson? Okay, well, they're the Crimson. I guess that means they're red. Harvard red. Okay, we can do that. Let me see what what Cornell was. Oh, Cornell Big Red. See, Harvard's Crimson. Maybe they should be Big Crimson, but Cornell is Big Red. There you go. And Yale, yeah, they're old school. They're like, we're the Bulldogs. Okay, I can handle that. I like these teams already. So the Crimson headed over to play the Tigers. Harvard is won 4 of the last 5. They lost in overtime to Yale, but Yale's the top team in the conference, and they lost by 1 point, where Princeton's been getting smoked by everybody for the last 4 games. So Harvard 4.5. Come on, give me that one all day long, man. So we'll see how that goes. But I got Harvard. Let me see if I did I do that right? I don't know what's wrong. Oh, no, I don't know. But the over-under is actually 130. So it's not. If it was 155, I'd bet like my house on the under. But it's not. So I'm going to get better at that, I swear. All right, last one. Dartmouth. Oh, my gosh. I didn't look at this yesterday. Dartmouth, they're the big green. So you got the big red, you got the crimson, and you got the big green. I don't even know if that's real. If you're from Dartmouth and I'm saying this wrong, this is ESPN telling me this. Please note it in the thing so I can correct that. But I don't have a problem with it. And Pennsylvania, they're the Quakers. I think a Quaker Oats, but I don't know what Quakers is. Earthquakers? We're not sure. But anyway, I like the P. It's the red and blue. I think that's pretty cool. So here's Dartmouth is 11-13, and the Quakers are 13-11. Look at that. Imagine that. Dartmouth has lost 3 of the last 4, but they've won recently against Columbia, who they're blue. I'm going to guess that they're big blue. I don't know. And Penn won 4 in a row, but they played the Bulldogs. I would say the big dogs. They are the big dogs of Yale, and they lost by 4 points. So, not too shabby there. I guess none of these teams really lose by a lot of points, except for Princeton. So Penn at home. See, 7.5 is a lot of points. I put Penn. Oh, man. No, I don't like that. Harvard's lost. In their 3 losses, let's see, they lost by 13. No, maybe 13-3. So here's 7. You know what? Yeah, we got to go Penn. So here's what I'm thinking about doing. I think I'm going to go parlay on these things. How about I parlay Yale, Harvard, and Penn to cover? That actually might be pretty good. A 3-team parlay will probably pay you, I don't know, 4.5 times. So that's actually not too bad. It's kind of a shot in the dark. That's all the ones that cover. Maybe I shouldn't do that. You know how you probably, like, somebody's going to lose who's supposed to win, or somebody's going to win who's supposed to lose, or cover who's not supposed to cover. If anybody doesn't cover, I think it's going to be Penn. Wow. Okay. I'll have to figure that one out. But Yale, Harvard, Dartmouth, Bulldogs, Crimson, Big Green. Come on. Can you pass that up? But anyway, so I think those are good ones there. Michigan is a tough one, being with Illinois on the road. Michigan on the road. Miami of Ohio, I do like that one. So, I don't know. There's some good parlay picks here. If you're trying, you could actually go Miami, Yale. You could parlay that one, and you make 2.5, maybe 3 points, 3 times the amount that you bet. If you're brave and you do all 5, that probably pays like 7 or 8 times. Interesting. Oh, I wonder how cool would that be? Every night I pick 5, parlay them all, win them all. Yeah, that'd be pretty good. You definitely see a cooler background than, well, maybe the other one. But anyway, it was great talking to you guys. Hope everybody's having a good time watching games on Thursday night. Good luck on your games for Friday night. If you're watching, please like and subscribe, because I promise to get better at this. But you know what? I kind of do like that blue background. That's AI generated as well, by the way. So I wouldn't know how to do that. But anyway, like and subscribe. Appreciate that. Hope you bet big, and I hope you win even bigger. So we will talk next time. So enjoy your night.